Hello and welcome to TA for Traders. It's Wednesday the 18th of October. In this video we'll be looking at the charts on the pound against the dollar. So GBP USD. What we'll see is that the pound did look good. It's now consolidated. It's come back to key support levels on both the weekly and the daily charts. They need to hold. Let's look at those charts. So here we have the weekly chart. So each bar, each candle represents 1 week. And you can see that the rally that occurred in September, the first couple of weeks in September, is now petered out. The Conservative conference didn't help, and we've drifted off, and we've now come back to the rising 20-week moving average, which is this yellow line. Quite key support. It's good that it held last week, and obviously this week we've gone into the new Brexit talks, and that's caused a bit of a consolidation, but we're still above that 20-week average. Below there you can see the 50-week is now moving upwards, so that's a support as well. And in the very long term you can see that the 200-week is still moving down. That's the very long term trend. On momentum you can see that we did actually get slightly overbought on the RSI. That's now unwound. Presently 53.55. So slightly neutral. It needs to hold above 50 just to keep the upside momentum going, really. A fall below 50 would probably occur if that 20-week doesn't hold. And then on the MACD, the short term is still marginally above the long term, but the differential's narrowed to 0.001, so they're very close. But they are above zero, and again you want those to keep moving sideways or keep edging up rather than to roll downwards. On the daily, again we've come back to key support, which here is seen at the 50-day moving average, presently at 131.54, and we're just holding above there today. Obviously we've had this is the third down day this week due to the Brexit talks, and now it looks like that Theresa May's going to lose a vote on the credits, the universal credit. So there's slight weakness again on the pound, but it's key that 50-day does hold. We see that it did hold back in early October, and we'd want it to hold again. Because of the move down, the RSI's moved back below 50, indicating slight negative momentum. It's presently at 45.63, and the MACD as well. The short term has moved back below the zero. Long term is moving down marginally above zero, again showing negative momentum. On the 4-hour, you can see here that key supports have failed. We first of all found support on the 200 and the 20 averages, but that failed. We then found support on the 50, but now we've moved below there. That makes this 4-hour look quite vulnerable. You can also see that we've got negative momentum as the RSI is in a downtrend, and the MACD have both moved below zero, again indicating negative momentum. The only positive aspect to this chart is that the 200 average is still moving up, so the long-term trend does remain upwards. Also, it's potentially positive that we're coming off on the pound on lower volumes. You can see the downtrend on the volumes, so that's a potential sign that if buying pressure comes back in, volumes are higher, that could be a good sign. Looking at the support and resistance levels, we've got resistance 1 at the 20 of the 4 hour, 132.45. Then at the 20-day, 132.95 with support. I put the key support here, the 50-day, 131.53, and then the 20-week, 130.67. Thanks for watching this video on the pound. The key conclusions are that the pound's come back to supports. It's however lost its upside momentum. 4-hour chart is starting to look vulnerable. Sorry, no room for an E on the end of there. The supports on the on the weekly and the daily need to hold. At the moment, I still favour the pound, but just keep your eye on those support levels. Thanks for watching this video. Please remember, these are my opinions and they're not an investment recommendation. Please read the disclaimer.